And we're live.
And we're live. Happy almost Independence Day.
Yeah, man. Happy 3rd of July. Um, you do anything fun?
Just throwing a cookout for the everybody,
That's awesome.
and yeah.
Are you
Well,
guys
you know,
allowed to
my,
blow
my
shit up?
my excuse with that is always the same. It's I'll gladly throw the party because I can control the food.
True enough. You guys allowed to blow shit up where you are?
We are not.
We aren't either.
You know,
We're in that
um,
part of California that can catch on fire within seconds.
right. Hey, at least we're live on X this week. Well, that's something.
We're live. Um, yeah, but the funny thing is, if we go 20 minutes north, they can blow shit up. So we're going out there. We're doing a little bit of a we're doing so the town I'm in has a tiny, and I mean the word literally, tiny parade that basically it's just the town has gotten together and like walks together to the park.
Oh, really?
um, so we're doing that in the morning. That's fun. And then in the afternoon we're going to my brother-in-law's house where, yeah, it's 20 minutes away, and they can light fireworks because different county whatever. um, Yeah. So we'll have fun. The child's going to get her first taste of actual fireworks, which will either be terrifying or exciting.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah.
I had one cousin when she was young. She was really a sensitive kid, but for weeks afterwards, they had to carry around an umbrella for her. So,
Yep.
and yeah, today's the day that everybody in America gets to watch on their local news a mannequin get its hand blown off. That's the official thing of July 3rd.
That is officially the start of the holiday.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna do some chicken. I think we're gonna get some deer in, do some venison.
I'm not doing anything that exotic. We're just doing a couple of uh, clam bakes.
Clam
Doing a
bake,
New England
classic.
clam bake, and then doing a, like a Georgia style boil,
Ooh,
boil.
ooh.
And then there's people in the family that don't eat shellfish, those heathens. Um, that they'll get swordfish. So it's a very fishy fourth.
That's a not a bad day.
No,
Uh,
I'm deviating this year. Usually it's the hamburger, the hot dog, and then all the
yeah,
smoked meats, right? But I was like, I don't really feel like playing with the smoker this year.
yeah,
So,
man.
something different.
I'm all about it. Like, Alex, no. So I have had alligator once in my life.
So
Um, it was not very good, and it was supposedly in the place where it's like the best. So I was in Baton Rouge, and everyone told me
I
that
had
the alligator is the
Louisiana.
best, and I was like, no, it's not. It's not very good.
What I found with all of those foods, and I'm sorry if there's anybody here from that part of the country, but like the frog's legs, the alligator, the snake, the crawfish, um, it all tastes a little swampy,
Well,
right? It was all fine, but I don't think reptiles are not at the top of my meat list.
frogs, I don't mind. Um, I treat it a lot like you treat snails, where you just cover it in butter, and it becomes amazing.
Okay.
You do a butter sauce with frog legs, and it's good.
Right.
Um, but no, I agree. I think anything. I don't do catfish either. I don't like murky water
I'm not a big
seafood.
catfish. A good fried catfish is okay though. But I would rather there again, I live on the ocean, right? So,
Yeah, so
you
do
know,
I. Just the other one.
yeah. But it's like why would I go there when I've got lobster? I've had grasshopper, but only chocolate covered ones.
I've never had
They were fine.
grasshopper. Never had grasshopper. I've had ants. I've never had grasshopper.
I've had ants.
I need a grasshopper.
Mine too. Crunchy. But
Yeah.
I think I'd rather an M&M.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a degree thing, right? Like, yes, I would eat it. Is it my first choice? Like, am I going out in my backyard right now and foraging for grasshoppers?
Ants.
No, not really. That's not gonna happen. Um, but yeah, we're gonna lay low this Fourth of July, not doing anything too crazy. Um, yeah,
So you want to talk about our game?
yeah. I've been talking about it all day. It's my life currently. So yeah.
Hold
Mostly.
on, we got an intro.
Oh.
All right, enough of that.
Wow. Yeah. So it's actually going really well. From the back end perspective, I've got a couple more things hooked up. We are like probably 2 hours away from actually having real combat. Maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. Where that guy can stop chasing you, and now he'll actually kill you, or you kill him.
Right.
The plan for people listening was to have a multiplayer demo ready for this day, but some situations came up this week where I couldn't get it done. So we'll have to save that for next week.
Shame on you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a lazy fuck. What can I say?
Well, might as well look at some. I'm going to get rid of the overlay here for the time being.
Close the content drawer too. That way people get the full look. Ooh.
So we got.
Yeah, right now.
Talking about.
Right now, he just chases you, and he tries to punch you, and he does make contact. That is actually like, there is a trigger there, but it's not hooked up to anything.
So yeah, we've you guys have seen some of this before. Obviously, there's been some new stuff brought in. I've been enjoying playing with, what looks good with this camera height, right? Nothing to see here. And the decals, which this is like something that we can totally use to be like, go this way, do blah blah blah.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's an arrow. That's a creative.
Yeah, we haven't done any tuning on like climb height or anything like that. These just happen to work, but and I really like the whole idea of doing these kind of decals to tell players stuff or whatever, right? Like there's a kind of cool thing we can play around with there.
Yeah. Just wait until we go Dark Souls with it, and we had custom decals where people can drop messages.
Right. There's no real lighting pass on this level yet. I think this is going to go kind of daytime, normal, blah blah blah, or it might just go full on night, and that's the end of the level. This is going to be a portal.
That's the. This will be the tutorial level, so it's going to be nice and short. It'll teach you how to navigate and fight and do the things that we want you to do, explodey shit. And then you'll teleport to. You want to load up the next level?
I sure can.
And I don't know what order this level's going to come in, but it'll be one of these.
No, and these are really, like in my world, these are just look devs, right?
Right.
Just trying to see what looks good with this camera, what we can get away with. And so this is a little bit more of a... Uh-oh. Did I just crash this? I think I did, Matt. I did. Please hold. while we talk, and I will.
Not yet. So someone asked if we got puzzle characters. Not yet. We're in discussions about some things with them, so they will be in, just not today. You
Where
killed
is
your.
everyone? Good question.
Yeah. So not today, but yeah, we're in some pretty good discussions with them. Actually, I'm pretty excited for what we came up with as some solutions. Yeah, we're finding some interesting. They're growing like crazy, and so we have to adapt to that. And I'm really excited for them. I'm excited for what we're doing with them. There's a whole lot of good there.
Oh, that's weird.
So,
Sorry.
Western. So we're not. It's more that we are. We're trying to get some actual legal things done. So just protecting everyone. Alex, will there be moves where you walk up the wall and do flips? So this is what I want. What I want is the drunken boxing style, the Jackie Chan style, um, where everything is available as a weapon. Every situation you can kind of figure out a creative way to get out of. Um, Now, I'm not saying that's going to be day one. I'm not even saying that's coming up soon, but that is my ultimate goal, is to have a more creative fighting style and creative content than just clicking right click for punch.
Sorry, I'm having the classic of, hey, we're going to show something off. And I get 238 map check errors.
Ooh, something broke.
Yep.
Something broke. One of those VFX, I'm sure.
Right. So anyway, I'll just fly. I can fly through the level, sort of get the same effect, but
yeah, man, Western Monk. We're not really concerned about it. So we do these at statistically the worst time for everyone. Thursday midday is like the day where everyone's wrapping stuff up from work. People are busy. We don't do this for the views. We do this mostly as a recording.
And a lot of people end up watching it when they get home later. I mean, we talked about moving the time and stuff like that.
This time just works for both of us, unfortunately, and if that means we go to a recorded format eventually, we will. But I actually like that we still have a live component, because some of you guys do show up. Some of you guys do ask questions, especially when I give more than 7 minutes notice. That was on me. I was focused on building. Today I found a way to do something better than what I was doing, so it was a lot of ripping out and recreating. It's a process. So I didn't give you guys much time to prep, so I'm not. No one's discouraged here, except for we needed certain things to go a little differently, but we're good here. Like, we love building. That's what Chris and I do. We don't do the business side so well, but we do the building.
So this is a little interior-esque look. Unfortunately, I have some error here, so I can't hit play and walk through it, but you get to kind of see behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah, so this is meant to be a dungeon,
temple something, I don't know. Again, this is just like, what I'm trying to do is play around with the camera and seeing what looks good and what doesn't. Like, the street view looks great. But then it's like, how much can I get away with, if I do an interior, right? Do I have to put in walls? Do I just do what I did here, which is just basically a big black void around it? And then just played around with some effects, which probably broke the shit out of my level. Hey,
I
you
would
know this
assume,
guy?
yeah.
But
If I had to guess, it's that blue flame back there that killed your level.
this one,
Yeah.
probably.
If I had to guess, that would be where your error is.
Well, let's see if you're right. Rennie, hit play, and I'll watch it crash.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's a thing. So this is part. I mean, it's part of game dev, right? It's you guys get to see these bugs live because we're that new. We're in early days here, but we're getting the ultimate goal here is to get 4 levels polished and done with multiplayer and some semblance of combat and like a big bad somewhere. Yeah, I mean, and that gives us enough to go to people and start kind of taking this to market a little bit and going to different groups and saying, this is what we're doing, this is who we are, this is what we're about, come jump on board.
Right, because one of the side things that we are trying to do here is, we know there's all of these Web3 projects that have promised games, don't know how to build games, have good assets. We know how to build games, right? Just don't know how to run businesses. And, it's just a matter of proving that out, right? So,
yeah, I've always been a show the proof rather than promise the hype kind of guy, and it has probably hurt us this year, but oh well, I'd rather not come in here and promise the fucking world and tell you guys we're gonna go to the moon and everything is amazing. That's just not my vibe. Because like no one can tell the future, no one can say that. Games do as well as they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've folded into a genre that I think works. We've added our touch to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to play, which is something that Web3 has needed for years now.
Yeah, as we watch with our former employee, right, on the daily, right?
I will say that that horror film that they're putting out soon, it looks freaking good. Witchboard.
Who's doing that?
Gala Film. You should go watch it. It was at one time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that will be the last one then.
I'm telling you, man, go watch the trailer. It looks like an actual like release, that theatrical release. Huh. So, I will end up watching it.
The anime was pretty good.
The anime was pretty good. They cut it after 6 episodes, which was
why it wasn't a simul release of that and a game is absolutely beyond me.
I don't know. It's such a great concept of a game too. Huh.
But I digress.
I don't know how to run business. I just know how to make games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of more of a chill stream today. As you can tell, I'm kind of like I'm in the mood to just keep grinding and working. I'm not feeling the hype right now.
Okay. Well, we have something else we have to do today.
We do.
We do.
We chose some names for our next 3 characters. And going along with our we don't know how to run a business, instead of choosing one winner, we chose 3. This was just me and Chris
Yeah.
choosing the names. It gets done faster when you have less people.
Yeah.
Um,
And it still took us a while.
and it still took us a while. You guys, like, there were a lot of good ones where we're like, oh my god, I wish we could use that.
There was a few of those, but
And
we
then there
could.
was one I said absolutely no to and ended up being a choice, so,
That's
you
true too.
know.
All right. Well, drum roll.
Do you want to?
I have a slide.
I don't have it up. Okay, good. I'm
Ready?
glad you have a slide. You're the prepared one.
Well, not really, but while we were deciding, I made a slide while we were deciding because I knew that I would forget to do it later. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, the first one, the guy with the animated cool face. We decided Benny Bot.
We took some creative liberties with the first one.
Yep.
Because we just had to. It made way too much sense to do the suggestion. So.
Yeah, we kept laughing at it, so it was like, okay, we just are gonna, yeah. And Bittoshi for the second one by RNG Crypto. So congratulations to you.
I like that one.
What was the other one we were gonna like? It was just like Robert or something like that.
It was Roger.
Roger.
Roger was so close to winning just because it was like, yeah, that's Roger.
Right.
Why wouldn't it be?
And I actually love this name. Like we're gonna use this character as something, right? The Oculoid, right? Just sounds like a great villain. And that goes to Team Digital. So
is it a villain or is it like a portal master?
Yeah,
there's something there. I wanna use it specifically. It's gonna be playable because all our characters are, but this one has a use. It's too good not to use.
No.
The Oculoid
people. And, I think this comes out of George's brain pan. There was the next version of Vexy that we talked about doing.
CMO.
Yeah, and that never came around. So this sort of vibes on some of what George is thinking from back then.
Yeah.
Like, is that hair or mold? I'm not sure.
Maybe it's both. Moldy hair.
Moldy hair, maybe.
Yeah. So thanks to everyone who put in names. You guys had us laughing for a couple days.
Yep.
To the winners, DM me your wallet address, and they will be out probably next week. The sale will start next week, maybe the week after. I'll put an announcement in the channel.
Yeah,
of when it goes out.
Sure that we have everything from art and all that.
Everything from art, and that I gotta update the contract, and there's Web3 things to do. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. Our second pack.
Yeah, our second pack, and I think this is a good one. I really like the characters of this one. I think the first pack was unique by the names of them, but they were very generic. Like they were archetypal characters.
Mm-hmm.
You had the scientist, the cowboy, the skeleton. Like it's normal. This one, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun figuring out what these exactly are.
Right.
And Alex, that is a maybe. No, not all three will be a different archetype.
I was doing the first. The first one's definitely going to be an NPC of some sort.
Yeah, there won't be the different archetypes. Maybe one will be.
That first one just has like even more fatalistic version of Marvin from like Hitchhiker's Guide written all over it.
Yeah.
And I'm just dying to write dialogue for him.
Which Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of evil claptrap.
Yeah. Well, not evil, but fatalistic. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
nihilistic claptrap. Is that even a
nihilistic.
thing?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
I have
Machiavellian
this.
robot, I guess.
Yeah,
Come on, you got to give me credit for a big word like that.
that is a big word for you. Uh, um, yeah. So we will decide. So I'll do an announcement probably next week, where we will announce their archetype, probably some base stats along with that. You'll also see it in the contract. Um, yeah, and it'll be the same deal. Pack of three for one AVAX.
Cool. Do I get them free?
No, I mean they'll be in the game. So like
Man.
you will need them because you'll need to level build with them. So technically you will have them. They will not be in your wallet for free though.
I don't get anything, man.
Nope. None of us get anything for free. That was a decision that I made pretty early on that we will not take from the pool for free. Especially with the fuse boxes. I did not want to give like each member of the team like one of the big ones like a founders tier. That just didn't seem right.
No. Nor do I expect that, right? Like that should
Um,
just be for other people.
yeah, for the players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you guys can know that we're not doing that. We're not. Nothing is going in a vault. Nothing is going.
We're not announcing things and then buying 8,000 versions of them.
Huh.
Just saying.
Just saying. No context there. No, nothing relevant there.
Nope. Have you considered having a villain that has NPC meme mobs? Yes, actually, I have. I think it will come to the vibe of like whatever lands that we finally land on, right? So, the bosses will match the 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 video game that we're um, pretending to be, right? So the fighter level will obviously have some big bad fighter guy. The space level will have some, evil alien, whatever. And yes, that's actually monochrome level. That's funny that you say that. We've already done some experimentation with monochrome.
For an entirely separate thing.
For a totally different thing, and it looks really good. If I was going to do a monochrome level for this game, I would be looking at late 80s, early 90s independent comics.
Yeah.
Right? Like Concrete and that era of comic. Because they made every couldn't do color, right? It was expensive. But there was a definite style to that era that would be kind of fun to play with. And there's old video games that attempted this, right? Comic Zone and a couple others.
Yeah, not many though, and not many have done it in a way that makes it look good. If that makes sense, like
No, you're absolutely right.
It's really like monochrome is really hard to get right.
Was it black and white, Al?
It was green.
It was green and black.
Yep. Yeah, that was the original.
First Game Boy was black and white.
It's green. They used a very specific screen from a company that I can't remember. But yeah, it was meant to be gray tones, and when they threw the electricity through it, it became a green screen.
It worked.
It worked very well. I threw up a Game Boy emulator the other day, and I was playing Metroid 2, the one that was exclusive to Game Boy, and I had so much fun with it. I had forgotten how good everything felt.
Metroid, even up into the 3D ones, is you know, it's good gameplay, man.
I didn't like the first one. I don't like the NES Metroid. I felt it
Shame on
incredibly
you.
it felt so restrictive. You couldn't crouch shoot. I mean, it was annoying.
Man, it's true. You couldn't crouch shoot.
Um,
You turn into a
but
ball, dude.
but Metroid 2 and then Super Metroid,
Yeah.
that's where like my love of that genre comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam, my kid, has been playing the remake of the 3D one, the second 3D one, and it's a joy to watch. It's on the Switch 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's all there. It's really cool that like they did sort of what we've talked about is like don't change the gameplay, just change the camera.
Yeah.
And the Metroid game is a perfect example of that. There's still a lot of insane verticality in that game, right? You still got to do
Oh, there
like
has to
bomb
be.
jumping and all the stuff from the old games. It just happens to be most of the time in a first person camera.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Sometimes it flips and grabs the camera differently, but
Yeah, you
but
can't.
yeah,
So
yeah, that would actually be
Castlevania
cool.
Symphony of the Night's definitely my favorite of the Castlevania series. Some of the things that they did to take advantage of the processor they had and doing things like flipping the level, we're absolutely doing. We're taking things and constantly turning them on their heads and seeing if we can get reuse out of the same assets and buildings, and
But
uh, that comes straight out of that Castlevania and Metroid, the Metroidvania style. Is how do we make a horizontal gameplay? How do we make it vertical?
yeah, well, that's next week's task for me, right? Which is
Yeah.
like I'm gonna build a level of verticality and see how that feels. Like, does it work? Does it look cool? Does it feel good? I don't know the answer to these things yet.
My my guess is that it's going to feel good, but technically be very similar to what we're doing because of the camera angle. Because our
Yeah,
camera is about a story and a half high above the character and in
no,
towards the back. It's not going to be technically challenging to do it, but it's going to feel right because you're constantly moving towards the camera at that point.
yep, yep, yeah, it should work.
It's going to be very
I played
balanced.
around a little bit with the staircases this week, and it looks fine. But yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
we think so. I think we both really like it, but yeah, we did say that we were going to show off 3 different cameras, but we just got excited and dove
I
in hard.
I got
So
excited. It's what happens. But I do want to explore some changes of the camera. I want to get some swivel. I want to do some things, but ultimately the angle that we went with is just the right one. It
right.
it doesn't feel as top down as Diablo. It doesn't feel as crazy as like third person over the shoulder. It's that nice in between.
Yeah,
Um,
I keep going back and forth between this and Diablo, and I'm starting to get to the place of liking ours better. And
yeah, yeah.
you know, it's different. It's weird because it's like this is probably what they wanted to do a million years ago with isometric, right?
They
But the
probably couldn't.
technology didn't allow
Yeah,
it.
because think about it. So when you're building everything, you don't have the idea of a camera. You just have sprites in a viewport. It would be really hard to capture that sprite at an angle.
Yep,
So you almost had to go top down.
yep. Well, top down and isometric, right? Like the thing
Yeah.
that we've got is like it's cool. It's like it's so it seems so obvious and nobody does it. Everybody just does the Diablo camera, right? Everybody does the fucking Diablo camera. And I
Mhm.
wanted to do the Diablo camera, I'm not gonna lie. But this is totally grown on me, and it's like I start looking at this game a little bit more like um Kari Warriors. Remember that?
Mhm.
And like Like, is this a twin stick? I'm not sure yet. It might be. Um,
It might be.
it might be.
For
And
when we add controller support, it's something that we're going to have to look at
yeah,
because I do love the idea of having an entirely different control scheme.
yeah.
One that feels unique to the, like, why add the controller if you're just mapping WASD to controls? I want to build the experience also
Well, if
for
you do
controller.
WASD as movement and you do mouses as aim, right?
Yeah.
And that converts immediately over to a
Twin
twin
stick.
stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's sort of where we're at. You know, we don't really have aim yet, but
No, I wonder how much aim is going to come in even. Part of me wants to simplify that and go to an auto aim system for range, but
what is this, a mobile game? Come on.
we'll see. There's definitely some learnings there that I've. Yeah, there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
But then again, we have the whole mouse to play with. We really
Mhm.
haven't touched what happens when you scroll up or down or anything.
Right.
So maybe that's our control surface for aiming.
But one of the other things I've noticed with our camera, oops, I don't know what I just did, but I almost completely blew up the screen. Is I keep thinking of like shooters, like the
Yeah.
not like Doom, but like 1942 or right the old plane shooters
Yeah.
or chumps. Like I'm like, there's some learnings there that I've been paying attention
Those
to.
old Midway games.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, yeah. There's actually somebody just came out with one that's a side scroller that is it's a card battler, car game, side scrolling show. It's very
Huh.
strange.
Will range skills have separate camera? Probably not. It will probably be very much. Go look at how MOBAs do range attacks. Go look at
Right.
how, like League of Legends. You can look at one of my favorite tactical games called Door Kickers. Um, it's a beautiful isometric strategy game like Rainbow Six, but isometric. It's
The
amazing.
top-down Aliens game has a good
Alien
version
Swarm.
on that too. And actually, Path of Exile has a great version
Yep.
of aiming also.
Yep. Very very similar.
Well, but yeah, you won't jump down into a first-person sniper scope.
No, if we're gonna do something like that, we're gonna reserve it for stationary weapons.
Right, it will be like a little mini game kind of deal.
Yeah, we'll jump into have a machine gun, and it'll be a separate experience. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Oh, someone's in here spamming.
Spam.
We're popular enough to have spammers, dude.
Yay! Oh, dude, you should see our X email. It's all.
Oh yeah.
It's all women, I guess, that I've met on the internet.
Don't say that too loud. You'll have some explaining to do.
Yeah. We love you a long time.
Wow, I can't believe we have actually like a spammer.
I know, that makes
Hi,
sense.
spammer.
Hi, spam.
Yeah.
Movie DJ. Okay, whatever, buddy.
I am.
No, we absolutely cannot.
No, we cannot. Oh, if there was ever a way to get canceled.
Are long past. Will not step on that particular third rail.
Oh, if there was ever a way to get canceled, we could not.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I'll make fun of, but I will not go. Will not go down
Mm-mm.
that road.
Not touching that one.
Yeah.
Literally or
You-
figuratively.
Yeah, Alex, you can keep that idea to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You have that hand grenade.
All right, man. Let's
Yeah, dude.
go have a vacation for a couple of days here.
I think that's a freaking great idea. Um,
After I finish with it.
yeah, I
And
mean,
figure out what the fuck broke that level.
I've definitely got some stuff I've got to do. You know me. I'm not gonna be away today. That'd be insane. I'll be here until 6, 7 o'clock, like I
Yeah.
normally am.
Well,
Grinding
I get
away.
home, I've got to get crap going for the party tomorrow.
Yeah, I do have some cleaning to do because I might have people over in the morning. I gotta figure out if I've got stuff for like morning stuff like eggs and shit.
No, nobody until 4 o'clock tomorrow.
I think people are coming over to my house 8 in the morning, and then we're walking over to the parade.
So this is how my brain works. Is what time is it? Everybody's like, what time is that? I'm like 4 o'clock. Why 4 o'clock? Because it's late enough that like I'm okay to eat at that time. All the old people will want to be gone about 2 hours after that. Then I have the rest of the night.
I'm down. That's smart.
You like that?
I need to start using that.
Yeah. Well, now
can't-
I've got the 20-year-old kids and their friends come over and they just take over my house.
Yeah, but that's fun, man. I don't know. Like,
It doesn't really. I'll be honest. It doesn't bother me.
if you ask my parents, that was probably the most fun time was when I turned 20 and started wanting to hang around the house more. You know, because between 14 and 18, I didn't want to be in the house ever.
I had a basement apartment when I
Yeah.
was 18, and I moved out really early. But anytime that like I ran out of money and came home, we refurbed the basement, and I had my own entrance. And oh yeah, dude, it was.
Did that a few times.
It was never anybody not there. Even
Yeah.
when I wasn't home, there were people hanging out there.
Yeah, I had a
And
converted
my parents
garage.
didn't care. They were pretty cool about it.
Well, at that point, you're an adult. They don't have to worry about what you're going to do unless it, burning down the house.
Right. No, and we had strict rules: no smoking in the house. Blah blah blah. Back, when Americans smoked.
It's true. I miss those days.
Let's not bring that back.
I've never been really a smoker, so.
No, I was for I don't know, 20 years.
I was
15 years. I don't know.
the party smoker, not the daytime smoker.
Oh no, I was the self-medicating ADD kid. Like coffee in one hand and a cigarette in the other.
See, that's
Stimulants, baby.
I was a 90s kid, so I always had plenty of medication.
Oh yeah, no, never even thought about it back in the day. Like
you said A and D in the right context, and someone just handed you Ritalin.
So I tried it as an adult, right? Like I was like, oh, ADD. I was like, that's my. And first of all, it's just speed. And second,
It is.
I first time I took it, I was like, I did something, and I was like, I know why every wide receiver in the NFL freaking eats these things now. Like you're able to zoom in on something so accurately. Like I'm like, they'll never drop a ball.
You might spend 30 minutes reading the ball, the lettering on it, or counting the stitches, but
But I was amazed at how much it dialed in the focus,
dude.
right?
Oh yeah, it was no joke. Have you ever considered building a character pack designed as a composite of the team members? So, back in the Vox days, our artists put together a full pack of characters that resemble each team member.
Yeah, hold on, man. Let me see
Um,
if I probably have a screenshot of this somewhere.
I guarantee you at least have the one of us all holding hands.
Guarantee you're probably right.
Yeah, so this did happen. We never we never got a chance to use them. I wasn't even sure how we were going to use them, but we still have them. I think I still have the actual .vox files. Um, we'd have to like rig it and stuff, but that's not a problem.
Yeah, we'd have to file off the serial numbers and basically rebuild them.
Yeah, which and I don't really want to do that. No, but
Um,
that was a thing.
I don't have them immediately available, oddly enough.
Really,
Um,
I have something.
where's where's the pitch? I mean, I've got the pitch deck. I've got the pitch deck.
I have some of the team members. I don't have them all.
I was just looking for the pitch deck, our
Oh.
business pitch deck. I don't know what that is. I'm Mayor, Alex. I thought we went through this last week.
I have some of the team members. I don't have them all.
Where and me, and Elliot. Elliot gets the cool, ugly smugger. Hutch, Jared, and Natalia with her little loopy thingies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do exist. Um, I guarantee they will never see the light of day in something we do, but they were fun at the time.
Yeah. So in some of our decks and stuff, Alex, we've have like composites of like the whole team like holding hands and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know where the hell any of that is anymore.
I wonder where that photo is. I don't have it.
The best was the first one where it had a bunch of people that weren't on our team.
Well, that's how Hutch got one.
Yeah.
And he snuck into all of our team stuff.
Yeah, Hutch. There was like 3 people that like were never on our team that like all got like slid in there. It's like,
yeah.
Well, they were friends of the friends of the family, whatever.
Yeah, allies in our fight against stupidity.
Yeah, I mean Hutch was always almost a member.
Hey man, I love Hutch. I love what he's doing too. Check out his. I don't know if he's had a podcast episode recently, but check out what he's doing. Especially on TikTok, he's blown up.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's taking over the producer space of film.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't do TikTok.
I don't either, but I have seen some of his stuff.
Oh no, we haven't really. Alex is asking if Dr. Wookie has been fleshed out of more of what he's going to be.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, if it was up to me, just spitballing, he'd be our DJ. All he needs is, just needs a pair of headphones.
So, you want to bring back Caligirl and just superimpose him over the top?
Man, I had plans for that.
That was such a cool model. Like I actually really enjoyed how it came out.
And like we just couldn't get the traction, man. And yeah, music was just
what it was.
They didn't know what to do with it. Again, like me, I keep coming back to this radio thing. I think that there's something there.
There is.
And I if my plan is with it is probably in a gray area, but I'm kind of going with if a website can do it, why can't a game? If I'm not charging, what's the diff?
Let's get some legal opinion on that.
Yeah, legal gonna go no. That's what
Well,
Legal
but
does.
but it's a valid question. If there are websites dedicated to radio around the world,
Yeah.
why couldn't
Why
we do
can't I
that?
just tap out to that same thing? Right.
Why not? So we should get a legal opinion on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm down. Like I'll add a radio player. That's not impossible. Not even very difficult.
Yeah. Radio Garden, right? Like Radio
Yeah.
Garden. Like I'm looking at the globe, and yeah, and that's just running off an extension. It's all fucking yeah, dude. Let's find a way to just tap into that.
Pirate radio.
Well, there's also that, right? And then you just have to move our servers off U.S. soil.
Yeah, right.
Put them in.
Which makes it a little difficult to connect to, but
Put them in the Cayman Islands or whatever.
I don't need the whatever ping is going to be out there.
Yeah, we had to sacrifice our ping.
Three million milliseconds to get to the Cayman Islands because they're literally run like there's somebody taking your packet by boat, one at a time.
Yeah, the pirate character NFT is required to use the pirate video. Yes, I like that, Alex. All right, man. Let's call it.
It's been going a lot longer than I expected to. Like I said, I wasn't.
We always do this. We're like, okay, bye, and then we just talk for another 20 minutes.
That's true.
What my mom would call the Abnaki goodbye. Yeah, have a good 4th, man. And
yeah, man.
I'll talk to you and all you all out there soon, and I'm sure we'll get our 75 tofu questions tonight, which I always look forward to.
That's always good. Yeah, no, he's good about that. I wish we could do this at a time where he could be live, but
Yep. All right, and I'm gonna call it.
All right, brother.
Peace, man.
See ya.